A man leaned against an apple tree, almost starving, yet too lazy to pick the apples. The apples fell into his mouth, but he couldn't be bothered to chew. His wife asked him to watch over the sheep, but he couldn't be bothered to open his eyes. A hawk took away all the sheep, so he draped sheepskin over his son and herded him into the sheep pen. His wife asked him to repair a basket, so he grabbed some mud and smeared it on. The hole he made ended up being just the right size for a weasel to sneak in. When his wife went to gather eggs, she caught a weasel stealing chickens. Not only did she fail to recover the stolen hen, but the eggs in the basket also fell and broke. The rooster, missing his wife, ran out and saw the broken eggs, which made him so sad that he fainted. Enraged, the wife scolded the man and told him to feed the cows. He carried straw but dropped it along the way, so the calves not only didn't get to eat, but he also felt exhausted. He lay by the well enjoying himself while his wife cooked and the child caused mischief. Fed up with his laziness, the wife saw him relaxing by the well and threw the child at him. He placed the child by the well and continued playing his accordion. The child fell into the well, where a hungry old cow ate its fill, not only destroying the cowshed, but also uprooting the tree holding it together. Furious, the wife yelled at the man to chop the broken tree for firewood. Instead of chopping it, he pushed the whole tree into the kitchen, stuffing it into the stove. This not only burned the house down, but almost burned him too. Panicked, the wife told him to fetch water to put out the fire. In the process, he accidentally fished out their son from the water, but didn't even spare a glance at him, pushing him back into the flames. Terrified, the wife rushed into the fire to save their son. While she was busy rescuing things from the fire, the man, oblivious, continued playing his accordion. When she was almost done saving things, he picked up the torch his son had dropped and threw it out, burning everything the wife had saved. Infuriated, the wife told him about a wise man with a long beard living on a high mountain who could cure his laziness. So the man, carrying his beloved accordion, cheerfully set off. Soon he arrived at the seashore, where he intended to walk across the sea but found the water too cold. He was too lazy to build a boat, so he lay by the shore playing his accordion. At that moment, a wounded old wolf approached, and just as it was about to greet him, its ears fell off. It turned out the wolf suffered from chronic pain, with its body parts hanging like loose parts. Learning of the man's quest for the wise man, it offered to help build a boat in exchange for asking the wise man about a cure for its pain. So the man sailed on the boat the wolf helped build. In the middle of the sea, he met a large fish about to drown. Upon hearing of his quest, the fish took over the task of pushing the boat and asked the man to inquire about the reason for its constant heaviness, causing it to almost drown. The man crossed the sea effortlessly. On the shore, he encountered an ancient apple tree. It told him it had a strange disease and could only produce one apple a year, hoping the man could ask the wise man for a way to make it bear fruit and offering its only apple in return. With the questions of the three beings in mind, the man continued on his journey. Finally, at the top of a cliff, he met the wise man with a long beard. The wise man told him there was a pot buried under the apple tree filled with gold and silver treasures. If he dug it up, the tree would bear red apples the following year. In the fish's belly was a giant gemstone, and once retrieved, the fish would become light as a feather. As for the old wolf, eating the laziest person in the world would restore its health, allowing it to live another 100 years. The man didn't understand why the wise man answered everyone else's questions, but didn't tell him how to become rich. The wise man replied that he had already answered his question and promptly threw him down the mountain. On the way back, the man was asked by the tree to dig up the treasure chest, but he couldn't be bothered. The fish asked for help in retrieving the gemstone, but he heartlessly refused. Upon meeting the wolf, he told it about the fish and the apple tree, and how eating the laziest person in the world would cure it. And so the man became the wolf's meal. From the day he left, his wife never waited for his return. However, his legacy of laziness was passed down in full to his son, who became the laziest man in the world. Remember, dear viewers, even the smallest actions can have far-reaching consequences. So let us strive to be diligent in all that we do. Until next time, stay tuned for more tales from distant lands and forgotten realms.